Hello friends, welcome to Akulmach, and today we have a very interesting subject to discuss, and this subject is related to eVTOL. What it is, what this abbreviation means, what are the opportunities for India, we will all discuss in this program today. Stay tuned and I will come back to you with all the details. Well, friends, before we start discussing about eVTOL, let's understand what is VTOL. VTOL stands for vertical takeoff and landing. And what is so special here? I mean, we have the helicopters which are doing this vertical takeoff and landing, but helicopter is different. It uses a rotor to take off and land, whereas a VTOL aircraft is a normal looking aeroplane which has the capability to take off vertically just like a helicopter and fly like an aeroplane. So this is the basic difference, and because of this basic difference between helicopters and VTOL aircraft, their design parameters are entirely different from the normal aircraft. Now we can go on keep discussing about the VTOL technology, but I think that requires a separate video. But I want to concentrate on the opportunities about eVTOL. So let's move on to understanding what is the eVTOL. Well, eVTOL is a set of aircrafts which uses electric power instead of the jet engines, and they have the capability to take off and land vertically, and they fly like a normal aeroplane, but they can also land vertically using only electric power. There is nothing else, and that is so different and revolutionary compared to the usual gasoline or kerosene powered jet engines. And using electricity is basically impose new sort of challenges on the VTOL technology. The first of is the motors, the electric motor, which have to give lot of lift to the aircraft, and because the lift of the aircraft is directly proportional to the weight, because the weight is pulling it down because of the gravity. So the challenge in an eVTOL is to increase the propulsion of your electric motors so that it can lift, and on the other hand you have to reduce the weight, and that is a dilemma in the eVTOL space, because these electric motors are powered by the battery, and batteries are typically quite heavier than the conventional power sources like petrol or kerosene, which is typically used in the aeroplane. So this creates a sort of a challenge in the eVTOL space, but we know that most of the pollution today is actually happening because of the high flying jets which are flying almost 10 kilometers ahead. So it is very important for us to have the eVTOL aircrafts, especially for the short distance, so that you can actually cover something like 300 kilometers to 500 kilometers using the fast transportation which aeroplane offers, but completely powered by the electric propulsion technology. There is another issue with or another advantage the eVTOL or the VTOL provide, and that is the it solves the transportation problem. See, today if you want to catch a flight, you have to rely on some other mode of transportation like a taxi or a train to reach the airport. Most likely it is taxi, and from your home to the airport, and typically all the airports are outside the city, so that the air traffic is not hindered by any other human structure or cityscape structures. So typically a taxi ride from your home to airport takes about 1 hour to 90 minutes, and during that time you are actually riding a taxi which is using the gasoline or some sort of a pollutant as a fuel. So if you transfer your flight technology to eVTOL, but you're not completely adhering to the greener guidelines, and therefore the issue that eVTOL can solve is basically take you by making you airborne for a short distance flight from a central location near your home to the airport. So you will actually save a lot of your time, energy, and also improve the environment, to ensure that you're not contributing to the pollution. You are actually providing solution to the environment. And that is why eVTOL is very, very important, especially for short distance, especially to basically take you from your home or near your home to the airport, and also to your office. And since eVTOL has the ability to fly faster, that means you can cover the distance in very short period of time, and it has the ability to land vertically on a building top. So this is going to emerge as a very viable replacement for a taxi to nearby cities, or to the airport, etc. And that is why some of this eVTOL aircrafts will actually reduce the burden on the infrastructure that we have, the transportation infrastructure that we have, and also save our time. It will protect our environment. So moving on about the opportunities in the eVTOL space. So it has been said that India is now emerging as a major manufacturing hub for eVTOL aircrafts and its component. There are at least 10 companies in India, the startups, who are manufacturing the completely indigenous eVTOL aircrafts, which can be used as air taxis or short distance flights at a faster speed, faster than the usual helicopters. And helicopters still flies using the jet engines, turbojet engines. The eVTOL will fly using electric motors and the battery technology. So there is an opportunity to basically develop or contribute for the entrepreneurs in India in the software space as well as hardware space, because once you have the eVTOL aircraft ready, you can then use electronics to control it, thus reducing the weight of the aircraft. You will not require a lot of hydraulic systems in the aircraft. You can control all of that using the electric actuators, electronic circuits, and you can make the aircraft lighter. And that is a requirement for a eVTOL. But these things needs to be developed. The software needs to be developed. A fly-by-wire system needs to be developed, and redundancy needs to be developed. So the opportunity for Indian business houses is to either build the entire aircraft or start building these hardware components, which can then fit into the eVTOL industry, and also software which will control the flight characteristics of the aircraft. So whole lot of opportunities are opening up. There are new business houses and initiatives are being promoted by the government. And India being a very large country with very high population, this kind of technology, if available at a lower cost in India, will solve a lot of issues which are affecting us in our growth, in our day-to-day life. So there are a lot of opportunities emerging, and it is being said that India will become a major hub for eVTOL manufacturing, especially in the space of hardware, devices, electronics, actuators, sensors, as well as softwares. And once this is implemented, it will change the entire paradigm. Today we have the aeroplanes controlled by the air traffic controllers, and air traffic controllers are interconnected across the world, and they are also connected with the aircraft which are flying in the air. And there are certain norms which are set up globally and also followed globally, so that when the flight is taking off from India going to Australia, or going to a non-English speaking place like Brazil or China or Japan, there should not be any difference in understanding. It should not happen that the air traffic controller is talking in the native language and the pilot does not understand that language. So all of these issues are already ironed out. The parameters globally are the same. the language spoken are the same. The codes which are used globally are also same, used by the flight controllers across the world. So this parameter or these systems are separate from the aircraft system, and these are managed by on ground operators, and also the networking around that is also provided by the specialized people who are providing this air traffic control globally. With the advancement in eVTOL, there has to be a new air traffic control for eVTOL specifically, because eVTOL do not fly like a normal aeroplane. They do not use the infrastructure or the machinery which is used in the aircraft industry. They have a totally different set of parameters, and most of the eVTOLs are expected to run automatically using the softwares. That means all the eVTOLs will have fly-by-wire, point-to-point traffic control, and with the advancement in the 5G technology, eVTOL aircrafts will be able to basically communicate with other aircraft in the vicinity, sharing their location and their speed parameters automatically without any human intervention. And because of all this automatic or autonomous behavior of these aircraft, the air traffic for these aircraft, which is eVTOL, will be entirely different. So here there is another opportunity for the air traffic controller or softwares to be developed, and India can play a major role because India is already known as the IT hub of the world. Most of the software which are used across the world are coming out from India, including Windows and everything else, and India being the major software development hub affecting the global trade. So here there is an opportunity also to host the entire air traffic controller network, or also develop it so that other entities can acquire the software licenses and use it to control the air traffic which are happening because of the eVTOL aircrafts. So friends, I think this is something which I wanted to discuss with you as an opportunity, especially if you are an Indian entrepreneur. You can get these ideas because this space is opening up very, very rapidly. Believe it or not, there are a lot of opportunities happening in this electronic vertical takeoff and landing aircraft space. So watch out for this space, and hopefully you will watch my video and understand or probably evaluate the opportunities for you specifically. If you're a big business house, you can come out with an eVTOL aircraft of your own, or you can start building these small components which can be used in the eVTOL industry across the world. So friends, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next edition of Akulmach. Until then, please take care, and I will catch you again very soon.